there wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long.
I'll ask about the game, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball. Let's talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What do you think just how you all were able to pull away in the second half, Caitlin, in particular?
We're going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's
That's
go!
pretty exciting.
Coach, do you think it's something pertaining to your team, or do you think this is a league-wide issue?
Well, I've seen quite a few dust-ups in the league so far, so I think it's a league-wide issue. I mean, bad officiating is bad officiating.
We have now seen, at this point in time, we've seen multiple eye pokes, right? We've had that happen not only with Jacy Sheldon, but also with Dejanay Carrington last season, and Dejanay Carrington has done it multiple times this season to other players.
How does losing one player cause a league-wide meltdown? Caitlin Clark's injury wasn't just a setback. It led to a 36% crash in All-Star game ratings and a jaw-dropping 48% ticket price collapse. But here's the question no one's asking. Why is an entire league resting its future on one star? Stick around as we uncover how this devastating injury exposed the WNBA's fatal flaw. Imagine this. 1 second, Caitlin Clark is driving down the court, poised to make another game-changing play. The next, she's on the ground, clutching her midsection after a brutal collision with Jacy Sheldon. The WNBA All-Star Game, already riding on her star power, took a nosedive in that instant. Fans weren't just shocked, they were furious. How could something like this happen, especially on one of the league's biggest stages?
I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen, so they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, Jacy Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball.
We kind of got over the hump there, and then we're able to grow our lead in the fourth quarter. They even cut it to 10 in the fourth quarter, and I thought we really responded well, and we're able to open it up for a pretty comfortable win.
This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabry, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it.
Let's break it down. It wasn't just a standard hustle play gone wrong. Sheldon came barreling into Clark, with her knee connecting squarely in a way that would have earned a whistle in almost any other context. But not here. The refs, silent, no foul, nothing. That split-second decision, or lack of one, sent fans into an uproar on social media. Was Caitlin being unfairly targeted by opposing players? And perhaps more importantly, was she being failed by the league's own officiating? This isn't the first time missed calls have sparked controversy in professional sports. Think back to the NFL's infamous non-call in the Saints-Rams game, or the blown umpire calls in MLB that cost teams crucial wins. It's the same frustration, a sense that the rules just evaporated in the biggest moments. But fans of the WNBA weren't just upset about the call itself. They were upset because it connected to something deeper, something that's been simmering under the surface, concerns about how the league treats its top talents. Research shows that missed calls involving Clark aren't rare. Analysts have tracked a pattern. Clark plays aggressively, and while she dishes out plenty of punches, she also takes more than her fair share. Over her last 15 games leading up to this, questionable non-calls led to piles of fan complaints online, and this play felt like the tipping point. But it wasn't just about the physical hit. When Clark was ruled out for the rest of the game, you could almost feel the energy leave the arena. Ratings plummeted. Ticket resale prices, which had skyrocketed pre-game, dropped to laughable lows. The All-Star Game didn't just lose a player, it lost its spark. This wasn't just a bad call, it exposed how fragile the WNBA's system really is, hinging way too much on one star to carry the league forward. And with one injury, that plan fell apart. You know what's crazier than ticket prices crashing? The WNBA acting like nothing was wrong. After Caitlin Clark's injury, fans weren't just upset, they were scrambling.
It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete.
Of course, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon.
Can you specifically detail what you mean by get control of the game, just to be in your words?
Get control of the game
Call
is
a
call the
foul.
fouls that are actually happening on the floor. Right, and consistently call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor.
After 15 minutes of deliberating, that's what you call 3 texts and a flagrant one? That's it?
Tickets that had been listed for $262 dropped to $64 practically overnight. People were trying to sell, but there was no demand. It was like the All-Star game became a deserted carnival, expensive to set up, but no one was left to care. The league's most marketable player was out, and without her, the event felt hollow. And what did the WNBA do during all this? The messaging from league officials couldn't have been more out of touch. The commissioner gave a brief, half-hearted statement during a press conference, brushing past the injury fallout. Then there was the infamous "Pay us what you owe us" t-shirt campaign. Timing is everything, and for fans still stewing over Clark's absence, this showed a shocking disconnect. How do you demand more respect from your audience while sidelining the one player they came to see? Think of it this way. Imagine a blockbuster movie without its lead actor. You can load the screen with effects and supporting cast all you want, but something still feels off. That's exactly what the All-Star Game became without Clark, an event missing its star attraction. It wasn't just a feeling either. Clark's regular season games were outdrawing the All-Star Game in viewership by a wide margin. One matchup against the Chicago Sky pulled in 2.7 million viewers, almost 500,000 more than the marquee league event itself. Fans weren't coming for the league, they were coming for her. Even beyond the court, the impact rippled outward. Merchandise sales tanked because everyone wanted Clark's jersey, and the ones they stocked didn't move. Local businesses in Indianapolis took unexpected hits, from half-empty hotel bookings to unsold tables at bars that had geared up for a packed weekend. It all made one thing painfully clear. The WNBA's reliance on Caitlin Clark isn't just obvious, it's dangerous. Sure, she's the league's biggest strength, but her absence shows just how shaky everything becomes without her. So, how does the league move forward? That's the real question they need to answer. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the engine driving the WNBA's success. The All-Star Game's collapse after her injury exposed how deeply the league depends on her. A 36% drop in ratings and ticket prices sinking by nearly half didn't just hurt financially, it was a wake-up call. Fans wanted answers, but instead they got silence or missteps, like Commissioner Kathy Angelbert defending referees rather than acknowledging player safety concerns. The message is clear. Without protecting stars like Clark and addressing fans' frustrations, the WNBA risks losing not just its momentum, but its entire foundation. So, what happens next?